Hi, this is Emerald and welcome to the Diamond Net. And today I'm going to be talking to you about the distinction between spirituality versus something that's mundane. Alright, so basically this week my husband, he went to Hungary, so I didn't get a chance to actually record my longer videos as I had intended to because I need someone to watch the kids. And so I'm giving you guys another short video, so it'll just be a short insight video. And then from there, a lot of my future videos in the upcoming months will actually branch off of this topic. So if you caught my New Year's video, I talked a lot about grounding, and basically all of this is based from this insight that I had during my experiences that I speak about sometimes on my channel, where I temporarily transcended the ego. And so one thing that I realized was that before I was thinking of spirituality, which was something that I didn't really think of a lot. I really was not a spiritual person, quite in resistance to that. But I thought of spirituality as some novel kind of state that's like way out there and didn't really have anything to do with what was going on here on Earth. And, you know, a lot of religions tend to frame spirituality in this way, where, you know, there's a heaven out there, but here on Earth, this is not the place where the magic happens. This is not the spiritual place. You know, God is in some other area of the universe watching from afar, but basically it doesn't really have to do a lot with what's here. And then when I had those experiences, it was all of a sudden like I realized, oh, what's going on right here, this is the spiritual. You know, just because something is usual or mundane doesn't mean that it's anything less spiritual. And it made me realize that I had been literally living in heaven the whole entire time I'd been alive, but I just didn't realize it. I just didn't have the eyes to see it. And so it made me realize that there really is no distinction between something that's spiritual and something that's mundane. Now, something that I've noticed, having had my channel for a while and having been into spirituality for a while, is that oftentimes people who get into spirituality tend to start to value things like in the more spiritual, intellectual, higher up, insubstantial, like meaning not being of Earth kind of way. So a lot of ideas are valued more so than what's actually going on here. And this can lead to a lot of things like spiritual bypassing and the like. But basically, you want to make sure that your spirituality is grounded in this reality. It's very, very important because this is what we're actually I want to say incarnated as here. So it's important that we also be able to root ourselves in reality. We want to think of what we're doing as though we're like a tree. So we want our roots to go very deeply in the ground of reality so that we actually might grow from that and with great stability. And there can be some issues that come up if we're not stable in this reality and we go just pursuing spirituality on the more, you know, mild way, you know, a lot of spiritual bypassing, like I had mentioned, you know, just not getting things done in the practical sphere of life, just sort of bypassing what's going on here for ideas. And even on the more extreme end of things, you know, it could end up with some serious psychological consequences. You know, there have been cases where people who get too focused on the spiritual aspect, they forget about what's here, and they could even experience things like psychosis. They get so lost in their mind. Oh, hang on, my cat's jumping over here. So over the course of the next couple of months, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be weaving in a lot of videos about grounding in this reality. So I'm going to make a video about spiritual bypassing, about yin energy, because yin is the principle out of yin and yang that has to do with the earthly realm here, what's going on here, grounding itself, the root chakra, things like that. So you can look forward to those types of videos. Also, important to pay attention to what's going on with the body. I've noticed a lot of people tend to get up here in the mind, intellectual, and that has a lot to do also with what our society actually values, because we tend to value things that are intellectual more than things that are physical. And so, maybe some videos about like taking care of the body, things like that. So that's what you can kind of look forward to in the coming months on this channel, with other types of videos weaved in as well. But basically, important to be well rooted here so that you can grow from that. Anyway, that's all I have for you for now. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and have a good night.